I am standing outside the entrance gate to Monemvasia, an old Byzantine town built on this rock that juts out from the small little town of Monemvasia.
Leaving Mystras right now. Look at all the olive trees here. Headed to Monemvasia. This is a little tiny peninsula island in the Aegean. There's also a Byzantine walled fortress. It's a big rock that juts out in the coast. I think I'll stay outside the city, or outside the fortress, I should say. I'll stay outside the Byzantine city and definitely find a place on the coast. Enjoy yet a little bit more dip into Byzantine wonder. So nice after going through that crazy heat across the valley. So crazy coming down that mountains from Mystras through the olive trees. Oh, we got some horses here. Look at this. Through the olive trees, and then across the valley where sure there still existed olive trees, but more fruit, watermelon, oranges. But now as I head down towards the coast of the Aegean, I can feel that cool air. Oh, what a reprieve. The ride's been pretty uneventful. My right wrist is a bit cramping. I've been very tired for the last 20 minutes or so, just yawning. Definitely look forward to sitting down, getting off the bike, and having something refreshing to drink. Monemvasia. See the rock out there right now. Look at that thing. Wow. I had no idea it was going to be so big. Like a Byzantine city, as we learned in many of our visits to these medieval palaces. It's all about the fortress. Watching for the enemy. Safe within the walls of the city. Mystras is beautiful. We're now into this little bit of scrubby terrain and back to some olive trees. I think I left Mystras about, I don't know, 3? Was it that late? GPS said it was about an hour and a half ride to get here. Now I'm about rolling in. A little bridge connects the little town of Monemvasia, fortified Byzantine city. Just like those Byzantines to find a rock like this and build another city on. Greeks definitely like to compromise their turns. As that one taxi cab driver told me in Athens, we Greeks don't like to follow rules. So when they're curving around on those subtle turns, they cross into my lane, even as they pass me without even trying to correct. Wow, look how aquamarine the water is right over here. Looks like a little sleepy town, doesn't it? Let's go over on the rock and just see what's I can get over there. Do all roads lead to the fortress? There's a little port, a little harbor, snack cafe. And take the bridge right over. Let's see what's going on. It's a rocky beach. Wow. hotel right here. Let's take a cruise around this thing. Definitely breezy, which means the drone will use its battery quicker. Oh, look at the people swimming down here. Yeah, that looks great. I'll be heading south that way later, tomorrow. Like a graveyard right here. There's a little bit of a parking space here. It looks like this is the end of the road. Having this little bit of an idle problem. It seems to idle. I don't know what it is. If it's this throttle. There it goes again. Huh. I think what I'll do is pack in here and just get the lay of the land for a bit. There goes the engine again. I don't get it.
I am standing outside the entrance gate to Monemvasia, an old Byzantine town built on this rock that juts out from the small little town of Monemvasia. It's a fortress. There's 3 levels like many of the Byzantine cities. The lower level being where many of the shops are and some of the residences. The second level, more of the residences, obviously churches on every level. And then at the top is the grand vistas of looking out onto the Aegean this way and looking back to the Peloponnese and the land to the west. Just flew the drone. It up, flew it. I reached as high as it could go, and I forget how high that is, but it's over 400 meters, I think. And the drone maxed out there. Met a nice family from Raleigh, North Carolina. Were curious about the drone. I did the first landing in my hand. I was a little nervous as the drone was coming back off the Adriatic. Panicked for a second because I used the go home just to get some orientation on it, and then I couldn't see the screen. It was too bright when I want to cancel that home, because at that point I can kind of land the aircraft manually. In this case, I was last minute able to turn the go home function off and then catch the drone in the air and turn it off. It kind of goes really fast for a second and then shuts down, so that's good. Just had some bacon and eggs, fried bacon, and coffee, filter coffee. French press was good. Met Apostolos. He's the server there at this little cafe overlooking the water. And at the end, he says, "You like wine?" I says, "Yeah, I love wine." So he hands me this tiny little, smaller than a port glass, and even a smaller little pour, just a taste of this wine that I said, wow, had a sweet nose to it. And then definitely I was thinking it was one of the Greek sweet wines like Monemvasias that they have around here. But no, it was a Cabernet, and it really blew me on mind. And then he tells me it's a Cabernet that they infuse or add ginger and cinnamon to. How many times have people asked me when I say, I'm getting hints of, ground coffee, a little bit of bacon fat, or a little blackberry cherry cassis or whatever. People say, do they add that stuff to the wine? I'm like, well, no, of course they don't add that stuff to the wine. But here in Greece, the little wine that Apostolos gave me, they added cinnamon and ginger. So no wonder I was getting hints of something sweet, I guess. Anyway, a dock behind me. The other first thing I did today, and I hate doing this, but it was 1.2 miles to go from my hotel in the town of Monemvasia. Here you can't drive in there, and I was too hesitant to leave my bike parked out here all night or have to schlep so much stuff in. So coming here, I just wore my Patagonia hiking sneaker boots and this t-shirt and the helmet. So I'm not even wearing the jacket or anything because I wanted to get into that town, just take some pictures, walk around. It's not very big, and not be encumbered with or worried about jackets, helmets, and things like that. I did lock the helmet in the top case. It does fit. But now I come out here and I see a BMW, a GS right here, where the guy's got his helmet just strapped to the seat. There's another GS 1200 down there. He's got his helmet. And then here's an R1150 RS. And you can see he's got his helmet just strapped there. I don't even think they're locked. But nonetheless, he does have a lock on his disc brake. So I'll bet you he does. Yes, I just saw the lock. Let's just do a little experiment and see if these guys, I think all these guys probably do lock the helmets. Yeah, there's a lock there, and there is a lock there. Okay, so that settles that. I was wondering what was going on, but yeah, they're locking the bikes, even putting disc locks on. And it's time to get on the road. I'm going to Elefantsis, which is actually in the Mediterranean. White sandy beaches, and time to relax, catch up on the vlog. Okay, that clears that. Listen, I gotta tell you about last night in Old Town. So last night, I explored the Old Town. I walked, it took me about 20 minutes or so from my hotel, and after going to a couple bars, having a cold beer, a glass of wine, I stumbled into this tiny restaurant called Volte, where 3 chefs and a dishwasher work in a kitchen that can't be any more big than about 60 or 80 square feet. And there's only 30 seats in the whole place, and only 5 seats looking into that kitchen. Only 1 seat is open when I get there. So I sit down and I start making friends with the chefs, smiling, and I order some fava with bacon and caramelized onion, and then they puree this with some olive oil and mild spices. There's these little eggplant rolls stuffed with feta and veggies. Oh, and then this thing called glina. It's a roast pork that's sauteed in vinegar and its own fat. Oh my God, so good. The food here in Monemvasia, rockin'. Thank you, Volte. So I'll stay one night more here, and then tomorrow, crack of dawn, I'm off to Elefantsis in the Mediterranean. Stay tuned for that ride.